Since everyone has a lot of questions about Naruto Storm connections and Globku actually played it, I decided to do an interview with him about the game and ask him some questions that I chose and some of you guys have choose. He did a video where he explained his experience about the game, so the link will be in the description down below. Make sure to check it out after the interview if you have not seen it. Huge thanks to Globku to have accepted to do this interview with me, and let's jump straight to it. Did you try the second jutsu on Storm 4 characters, and is it the shield for everyone?
So for everyone, I tried yes. For everyone, I tried which was Sasuke the Last, Mifune, and Rock Lee. It was straight up the tilt, which makes me think that is going to be the case for most, if not all, the characters. The second jutsu will most likely be the tilt.
What does the HUD looks like?
So the HUD, I'm gonna be honest, it looked worse than Stormforce, but I don't know if it's a work in progress or not. It looked a lot more simple, so maybe that's a look they're going for. But it was also like a lot more rectangles and not a lot of angles. It just looked like very work in progress, for sure. Like the storm bar specifically is just an orange rectangle. So I don't know if that's final. But the HUD looked a lot more simple than Stormforce HUD for sure.
And could you do the tilt in the air? Because as second jutsu, because there is no air tilt in Storm 4.
Right, I didn't try it, to be honest, so I don't know. I figured out the second jutsu, or they told me about the second jutsu pretty late into the presentation, so there's a lot of properties that, like, I'm not sure how it works. Like, can you do the second jutsu out of block and still use it as a tilt, maybe? I don't know, but it did, for everything I tested, like, felt like the second jutsu had jutsu properties and not tilt properties. So, for instance, if you tilt in Storm 4, a lot of tilts, you just, like, do the tilt and switch character, the tilt disappears. But it wasn't the case in this one. Like, you could do the second jutsu and switch, and the jutsu would stay. So, jutsu properties are not tilt properties.
How did the producer reacted to the glitches?
So there were really like only like two big things I showed them, which were infinite combos and switch tech not spending chakra. And with infinites, they were like, oh no, you have subs. Like, so they were totally fine with infinites. With the switch tech, they were like, oh, please show me how to do that, you know? Let me see what buttons you're pressing. And I was like, okay, so here's how the mechanic works. You press this, you go there, you switch. And if you switch fast enough, then you don't spend any chakra. And yeah, and they were very receptive at, like, every time they told me, okay, here's a new thing. Do you think this is a problem? Like, we'll see. Yeah. So they were a lot more receptive to feedback than they usually are, for sure.
And what did you say about the counter being free, giving you a big reward and big safe with Switch?
I just said, "Oh, that's strong. Oh, that's really strong." And they were like, "Yeah." But so like they know, but also, I don't know if that's something they want to change right now. We'll see. I mean, also I think the community is overreacting a little bit because we've already had counter has been a problem, right? And even in Storm 4, where it's been toned down after Revolution, people still find it broken and whatnot. So now that it's being buffed, it's like immediate red flag, red alert, you know? But I don't think we can really like say it is a problem already before we try the game, because there's a lot of stuff that changed. And I think the game as a whole is a lot more aggressive, and you gotta have something defensive that is strong. I think counter will be too strong. That is my opinion, but no one can say for sure at this point. So I can't go to the producer and say this is broken. Like, I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, and also it might be work in progress. They might want to change it and all.
Yeah, everything I saw might be a work in progress. And also, like, all the mechanics I talked about, all the new stuff, that's just the stuff I found out in 30 minutes. So like at Anime Expo, if someone tries out the game and there's this whole other thing, okay, like maybe there's another game changer, you know, that I didn't find.
Did you talk with the producer about the game in general, and what did they say about the game or the future of the game?
About the future of Storm Connections specifically?
Yeah, or just the game in general. Either that or the future of the game.
I mean, yeah, they were doing the PR thing of like mostly information we already knew, honestly. Like, okay, there's gonna be a story mode that connects like the first Naruto all the way to the end of Shippuden. There's an original story with Boruto. Here's the new simple controls. Like they were talking about a lot of the stuff they wanted to talk about, and I think once I started showing them stuff and they went a bit more on the receptive side and stopped telling me so much stuff and were more like willing to learn and listen to what I had to say. So I don't have a lot of info on like the future of connections, but yeah, it is. They obviously are not going to make any promises, but it is definitely their attempt at building like a Naruto game as service, you know, like multiple season passes and all that kind of stuff. They're not going to commit to it, not yet, because obviously it's before release. They don't know how well it's going to do, and they've learned that lesson from Breakers. But yeah, it's definitely like a long-term support type of deal that they're signing up for.
And does Boruto and Kawaki have a new moveset when they awaken?
I did not awaken with them.
Okay.
I can tell you.
Did you notice any changes to the assist types?
Yeah, I think that's like a really big question I have, and if anyone goes to Anime Expo, I'd love to see confirmation on that, but I don't think I saw any assist types. I think they removed that system altogether, but I can't say for sure because they were hiding the character select screen away from me. So like every time they switched characters, I didn't see it, and most of the game I played with the new characters, so I don't know what types they are. Right? That said, what I can say is that I didn't see any dash cuts. I didn't see anyone helping me charge chakra. That said, like the chakra regeneration made it so I rarely was charging chakra. So maybe they were those types of assists, you know. But I just didn't charge chakra, so I didn't see that assist type. I didn't see any assist type, period. So it might be gone.
How long is the cooldown for the guard break? Is it like 10 seconds or is it like or does it take a while?
I'm working on a mod right now with Playco, and we're trying to figure out how long it was exactly. And he's sending me footage, and I'm like working from memory, trying to figure out, okay, that's too long, that's too short. Right now, I'm thinking between 10 to 15 seconds is where it was. But again, I'm working from memory.
Yeah, so it might not be accurate.
And it also might not be final. So all that stuff is up in the air. Like if you want like specific numbers, all of that's subject to change until release.
Yeah.
Even like the rate at which chakra recovers, the pause before chakra starts recovering after you do a ninja, a jutsu action, or a chakra action, everything, pretty much, yeah.
Is the holo step gone?
No, hollow step still in the game. Blocking and like slightly tilting the stick and jumping while blocking, that's still in the game. I specifically tried. Those were like some of the first things I tried. Yeah. That is all still in there.
Did you notice any change for the awakening? Because when we saw the Baryon Naruto trailer, we felt like it was faster, but it might have been a cut, like it was faster to awaken.
No, awakening time felt pretty much the same. But I do think the game as a whole feels a little bit faster. It might just be the 60 FPS stuff, but I think dash speed is faster, and a few other things have been made faster too. That's more of an impression though. Like I can't really confirm anything because I only had 30 minutes, you know.
Is it still 2 rounds and the rounds working in the same way?
Yes, still 2 rounds. You don't regenerate any health if you win the round, so it is the same system as Stormfort.
Can you combo on the ground on every situation? Because, for example, after a grab, sometimes gonna put you on the grab and do that crumple animation after some grabs. So, for example, after 2 type of grab, could you try to like combo?
Yeah, so the combo stuff happened mostly by accident when I tried it, because I wasn't really able to lab the game, you know. I was just playing the game against the producers, and I was trying to figure out stuff mid-match. So a lot of that combo stuff, I just like didn't have enough time to mess around with it, because I was, you know, kind of blown away by all the other changes and trying to figure out as much as I could. So yeah, there's a lot of combo stuff that I think we're gonna find out in the future, but also I feel like you need to lab a lot of it and figure out, okay, this type of knockdown happens here, this type of knockdown happens here. It's something that during a match is gonna happen on accident a lot, but it's not easy to figure out just like that. So on a grab specifically, like I have no idea. But I do think that we've seen some B-roll recently where you go from an air combo into a chakra dash. that's kind of a potential thing that's universal, but I couldn't tell you.
Can you still select the jutsu when you pick a character? I know it didn't show the roster, but when you told him, for example, I want to play Rock Lee, did you decide which jutsu do you want or not
No.
at all? No?
They didn't ask. So
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't see the character select screen.
In the footage that Bandai showed, where you see that Kawaki combo, which is cool, he does the two jutsu in the combo, and he cancels the absorption thing, which I believe is the second jutsu. He cancels it by a dash. So is it for every second jutsu or not? Because you cannot cancel the jutsus by a dash in Storm 4.
I think there's some new properties around that, and again, something I mentioned is that the new characters feel built different, so that might be a thing that new characters can do, but they didn't bother to like correct old ones, or maybe it's just like everyone can cancel jutsu now. Again, I barely played with the old characters. I basically, like, at the end of the play session, I asked them, hey, I can show you some stuff that is in Storm 4 that you might not want in the game. And that's when they let me pick the old characters, and that's when I was like, yo, where's the tilt? And they were like, oh, second jutsu. Oh, cool, okay. So I didn't really like play with my old team. I just showed them stuff with my old team. I mostly played with the new characters, and yeah, new characters feel like they can cancel everything. So yeah, is that a universal thing or is that new character thing? We'll have to find out.
If you want to see Globku's video where he talks about his experience about the game, click on this video.